So now we must move on to talk about the Jordan Peele movie named after my favorite way to deny people any sort of request they ask me. Nope.
Facts.
I have seen this before, but you guys have not actually.
Nope.
It's kind of crazy. You just hit me with that.
My
Really?
bad, bro. My bad.
Hey, come here. Look here. Listen. He's not just hitting me with that shit. Yes, sir. So yeah, I watched this previously. You guys didn't. A big Jordan Peele guy myself. I know Eli is as well.
Yes, sir.
He makes good stuff.
Tristan pretends to be, despite having not seen his magnum opus, Get Out.
I did see Us, though. So this is not my first experience.
That's his second best, though.
I know, okay, but it's not like I have no experience watching Jordan Peele movies.
Well, there's only 3 of them, including this.
4.
Yeah, and Eli just said the rankings. It does still go Get Out, Us, and this.
Yeah, it is very true.
You know, this is not bad by any means. I think we're having the same issue that happened when Us came out, Eli. When you start looking at reviews and people talking about it, people start going, "Hey, I don't get it. It's just stupid." Which I don't know how you don't get this one, because this one's pretty
They shove it in your face.
Yeah, it's pretty plot normal. It's like not too ridiculous with what they're going for.
It wasn't insane.
No, I don't think so.
The movie opens up with a quote like on the screen telling you what the movie's about to be about.
Yeah. I don't see. Well, there is a deeper meaning, obviously, of this, but like it's as far as like little plot clues, like it's not like Us to where you're actively looking for a bunch of shit.
Yeah, no, it's not. But people just like they don't like it, and I think I because we didn't know we were gonna review this one, I've watched YouTube videos on it, so it's kind of gonna change the way I attack it a little bit. But I've seen from people talking about this movie, there is two different groups of people and what they like about it.
Okay.
You either like the first half or you like the second half.
First.
I am also a first half.
Did not like the second half, if I'm going to be completely honest. I honestly, hot take, this wasn't my favorite movie. I did understand this movie. Like, I just thought it was very slow.
It was very slow.
And I like I said, Jordan Peele movies, right? I like looking for those kind of things. Like, that keeps me entertained. But it's also the plot that keeps me invested in looking for those little context clues of what the deeper meaning and deeper message is. So for the main plot line just not to really grip me, I wasn't entertained at all as far as trying to find the Easter eggs in this one.
For me, that first half was really exciting, at least, because it was reminding me of a true horror movie. There was a lot of anticipation built up. There was a lot of suggesting what's going on, but not outright stating it. And there's a lot of teasing about what would happen and not. And there's some crumbs left behind in a B plot that I loved a lot that some people either didn't get or didn't like at all, which was the monkey.
With Steven Yeun?
Yes.
That's my guy, by the way.
B plot was fucking super cool to me.
That's
I love
fair.
the monkey bits.
I thought the monkey bits were cool. I will agree.
Monkey bits were cool.
So like the entire thing with this movie, what it's trying to suggest is exploitation, basically.
Yes. Yep.
Using different people or things to exploit and turn into a spectacle. If you couldn't tell by that, it was a fucking quote that opened up the movie. I will cast abominable filth at you, make you vile, and make you a spectacle. Basically, like, using people. And the monkey plotline was the epitome of that, right?
Right.
They were using this film and this TV show with this damn monkey. They kept using him, using animals for entertainment and shit like that. So you know how they treat those people at like circuses and shit. Whip them, train them, all that shit. And then the monkey just fucking loses it.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And murders everyone in probably one of the coolest horror scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, honestly.
The CGI monkey was crazy.
The CGI monkey was insane.
Hey, fist bump, though? Fist bump? Said fist bump?
Bro, the build up, the keep hinting at that and talking about it and then showing little clips from it and then showing the audio at the very beginning until it finally happened was so fucking dope to me the first time I watched this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I like the one where, like, I think was it the very beginning of the movie or was it when he was I think it was the very beginning of the movie where they're like the whole set's empty and the camera's like coming left to right around the wall of the set.
Yeah.
And it gets around and you see not much, but you see the monkey do like 2 Brock Lesnar double hammer fists to a body, and then it cuts and like it cuts away and fucks off until we see the entire thing later from Steven Yeun's perspective.
Oh my goodness, dude!
That monkey scene, it might be one of my favorite scenes in a Jordan Peele movie. Period.
It was good.
Cool. I enjoyed it, honestly. I mean, I think the anticipation was really good. Again, it's just being the B plot. Like, the A plot didn't grip me enough, like I said.
I feel it because this is a hot take from me. I don't like Keke Palmer's gimmick.
Emerald.
As an actress.
As an actress or just in this movie?
As an actress.
Because I haven't seen her in much else recently.
I've seen her, well, recently, no, but I've seen her in many other things, and she's pretty much this character all the time.
Because I was going to say something similar.
I call this, I don't know, I don't have really a reason for thinking or not liking this character except for the annoying factor. I call it the Aquafina effect.
Oh,
and that's
a great name.
That's what she gave me.
It felt way too forced.
I didn't feel forced. I just don't like that gimmick in general. Like, that's very much Keke Palmer, and she does a great job of making it natural.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't like that gimmick.
No,
it's a taste thing.
Me neither, man. And that's what sucks is because she was a good character. I just didn't like her character. Because, like, you get the character development throughout the whole movie of, hey, I'm just trying to chase a bag after my dad died because, well, my brother ain't going to do it because he's just trying to chill out being mute and shit. I'm gonna try to sell us because we need money, and so she's developing into providing for the family basically, and then at the very end defending the family. But everything she definitely develops as a character. I just don't like her character.
The first half of the movie
kind of sucks because I like Daniel Kaluuya too.
Yes,
the first half of the movie I definitely didn't like her character, or just the way that she was. It felt like the character she was trying to portray, I felt like the portrayal was forced from her in the first half of the movie. And then it felt a lot more natural and smooth in the second half of the movie. I don't know what the difference was, but that's just how it felt to me. And I didn't like the way that it was going in the first half.
She's very cringeworthy with some of the things she does in the first half, like especially when she first initially shows up and she does that pitch. I think it's mainly because in real life those people, right?
Oh yeah,
you know those people that can't fucking help themselves, and they have an opportunity to try to get like a bag or like sell themselves. They'll do it. Absolutely. So she shows up, I do this, da 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 da. It's like, oh no, it's like, oh fuck. Like I remember the first time I watched it, we got to skip a little bit of that part. I was like, nah, this is hitting a whole different stratosphere in my brain to where I don't like that shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so, but I think that's what it was in the first half. And then she's also annoying because she's actively going against Daniel Kaluuya so much. His character, I think it's
OJ.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I mean? I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, like, when they're going to Steven Yeun's office, she's like, you stay out here because, you didn't mind your business. You're a detriment, da 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 da. And she's like, well, no, you're a detriment because you fucked up today. And she's like, well, I wouldn't have fucked up. You were fucking there from the get-go. Like, it's a whole, it's a whole thing where she's kind of in the wrong and she's trying to pretend she's not. So you kind of, like, don't like the character. I think it's why the first half felt like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to keep talking about the monkey scene.
You know what? Sorry, go ahead.
When Steven Yeun, so like when they finally show his perspective of the monkey running around, just fucking obliterating people, just like smashing their heads. And the best one was the dad, because the dad like tried to like. He thought he was Shady McCoy, right?
Oh
like,
my god! He juked that fuck.
He was like, ha, 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 and he tried to take off and he didn't try to hit the edge. He tried to bounce it outside, right? So he went through the door. I don't know why he went through that door. That's a fake ass door,
dude. I know,
right?
Man.
Like there's not a fucking like you're not hiding anywhere.
It's a set, bro.
The monkey's pursuit angle. The monkey was a killer, bro. Gotta get him in a fucking
Ray
Lions
Lewis,
uniform,
bro. Literally.
Like his pursuit angles were crazy. His tackling was legit. He cuts the angle on him. Boom, tackles him. Double fist to the face. The best part though was when the door was swinging back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And you would see it would swing, and you would see a double fist, and then it would swing back and close and open back up. Like they never showed you him explicitly beating the fuck out of people.
Nope.
They just kind of like gave you a little taste.
Yeah.
Until then, he comes over. there was like a lot of nuance in that scene too. I honestly felt like this movie should just been called like Animal or something, and instead of focus on them instead of the fucking the aliens. But when he goes up to Steven Yeun, like I said, this is my second time watching, so I'm a little bit more like locked in over what's happening. He motions him, like he motions the kid version of him. He's like, "Let's go." Like that's what he does to him. He's like waving him on, like, "Come on, come on, come on!" Like, "Let's go." And he points to the door. So like he didn't. If you look at the people he attacked, it was the actors. So it was like people who were actively involved in exploiting the monkey and Steven Yeun. Because when you look at exploitation, child actors are often the most exploited people, you know? And so the monkey thinks he's saving himself and the kid in that situation. So that's why he's like beckoning him, like, let's go. And doesn't attack him at all and tries to do the fist bump. Mm-hmm. And then, gets shot in the fucking head.
Yeah. I mean,
which was insane.
That whole B plot is just a smaller version of the A plot, in my opinion. Yeah,
exactly. And I thought it did it better.
Yeah, I think so too. Because it doesn't get lost in communication. Like, there's people that don't understand the A plot, which, again, I'm going to get into that and at least break down my perspective of what I think it means and why I don't know why anybody else would think any different. Okay. But I think the B plot did a lot better.
Yeah, and that's why I said I'm a first half guy, because I think the first half,
absolutely.
The first half concludes after that Gordy scene.
Yep.
Then you lead to the second half of the movie, which is them actively battling the aliens.
Yes.
But I felt like the part before that, where they were building up anticipation for the aliens, was the better part. Especially when they did the fake out scene with the fucking kids.
Yo.
That was genuinely scary.
That was freaky.
Yeah.
That was freaky.
Like when the kid gets up from the generator and like turns around and looks at him, and you're like, fuck, what the hell? I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck? I didn't think there was going to be actual aliens in this.
That's what I was saying. The one of them was hanging, bro.
If you look, like the one that's in like the actual stable, he, like, you can see part of his head peek out for a second, but not like an eye or anything, just like a little circle of his head and come back in, and then he goes all the way out when fucking, they start walking towards him and shit. That was so spooky. And then the dude dropping down like Spider-Man just for technically to sock the fuck out of him. That shit was sweet. He's like, bow. He's like, what the fuck? It was just, I thought the first half was like genuinely excellent, where the second half was like, once you lost the mystique of the movie by showing what the fuck was going on and what it was, you kind of lost me.
No, I 100% agree.
I agree with that.
More of my thing, again, is just keeping the entertainment value at that level of the first half and keep me entertained with, again, giving you little pieces here and there, I guess, of like the monkey, like giving you a little bit at a time until you finally get the scene. I feel like they tried to do that, like, oh, here's a UFO, there it is kind of thing, but I just was never really invested in that.
I was interested to see what would happen. That's not how I thought it would go. And then when they decided that it was like its own creature, like a sentient thing in and of itself, that kind of lost me.
I like that because it's different, at least. Like,
it was different, so I appreciated that.
Yeah, because usually we're just going to get, that's why they did the fake out with the little kids, like it making like classic little alien dudes. But instead you get the ship is the fucking entity itself, which I liked a lot because it's just different. I don't need to see fucking green alien dudes running around again or xenomorphs. Like we've seen it enough, so like doing that was cool.
It's rarely good too when they do that. Like, I mean, it rarely looks good, and I don't think there's really a way that they could make it look good in this like setting, I guess. That's true. Speaking of the setting, bro, the visuals were beautiful.
I like the landscape.
The skyline was amazing. Mm-hmm. The shooting was fantastic. I will give it that. The shooting, the acting, no problem with. I don't like Keke Palmer's character.
It was the character for me.
That's what it was.
But Steven Yeun, always been my guy. Daniel Kaluuya, always been my guy. Kaluuya, my guy.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya,
that's my guy.
Hunter guy.
Yeah, big Hunter guy.
That's crazy.
I like both of them. So
yeah, they killed that shit. They had Keith David in this. That dude his vocals are so rich. Like, he just talks. He has one of those voices where you're like, oh, that's soothing to the ears. Which was their dad in the very beginning. He's like, come on now, OJ, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I was like, Keith David, you're so cool.
He was only there for like 2 minutes,
2
bro.
minutes, bro. He got a quarter to the dome and died.
Yeah.
That's
it's
tough.
like the vacuum. It's like a vacuum shooting shit out, and it hit him in the head. That's what the alien did to him.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was too bad. But I mean, that was the catalyst for the storyline.
Of course, and I get that part. I just wish we would have had him for longer.
Shout out to the product placement in this movie. Shout out Fry's Electronics, which I thought was actually dead. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, for real.
Was still around.
The Fry's dude was entertaining.
He was I also shout out Razer laptops because they fucking firmly show you the Razer logo on the laptops and like hold on that scene because he's looking at the cameras through the Razer laptop. You know, sponsored, built for gamers, by gamers. And it was some goofy ass product placement, but you know it happens. It happens.
It does happen.
I did like that they brought back the younger child, the girl from the Gordy thing. And Steven Yeun's doing the thing to try to get her.
That sure was interesting.
Because you think about it, right? She's the in-between, right? Like, she's not a full-fledged adult, but she was older than Steven was in that situation. So she got maimed, but she wasn't killed. You know? She was only half at fault, so he just fucked her up halfway. Shout out Gordy. He's got a real like moral compass on him.
Gordy is something, bro. Granted,
Gordy the real best character. He's gonna end up on the top 10 list
for smashing heads in.
Hey, monkeys are unstoppable on our list, bro.
It is true. It is true.
Unfortunately, Gordy earned that headshot. Unlike another famous monkey.
That's crazy, bro.
He was just getting retribution for what they did to his
They had to do it to him, though.
You're not a big Planet of the Apes guy, are you?
It's okay.
You hate on Caesar. Caesar was in the right.
Caesar's my guy, bro. Caesar always been in the right.
Look,
that's what I'm saying.
You know who else was in the right? Harambe.
That is true.
Wrongly killed.
The kid shouldn't have jumped in there, bro.
I know,
the
bro.
The kid shouldn't have jumped. That's for real,
mind
bro.
Your business.
Humans ruin everything, bro. And that's my next point is Jordan Peele in all 3 of his movies so far that I've seen does a very good job with animal placement. The first one in Get Out, it was the deer. I'm not gonna explain too much because Tristan hasn't seen it.
Elite.
It very, very elite because you know it comes back to it later in the movie. Us, it was the bunnies again. Very elite how those were kind of put into perspective.
The bunnies, yep.
And then with this one, it was the monkey and the horses.
Okay.
Because the horses, like...
It's not elite.
No, not at all. But the horses were set up to be, like, actual characters themselves. Like, I mean, they were giving them some dope-ass names. Like, they were, like, Ghost, you know? Like,
Lucky.
Yeah, Trigger. Exactly. Yeah, they gave them names as if they were characters themselves, you know? So I think the placement of animals, and that's something Jordan Peele's said before, too. Like, I've watched some stuff that he said. And he is a big animal guy and, like, tries his best to insert that wherever he can. So I just think he did a good job with that.
Speaking of the placement of animals, I have to bring this up because I thought it was awesome. Did you see the placement of the pig in this movie?
No.
It was when it was later in the movie when one of them was it was when Daniel Kaluuya, when OJ was walking into Jupiter's claim, and he was going to figure stuff out. He was going to get the horse. And he walked in, and some stuff was, like, destroyed. And as he was walking by, in the back was, like, the little sheriff's building thing. And for some reason, on top of that was a pig. And I was like, this dude is a genius.
All cops are pigs.
Gosh.
It was good placement.
Symbolism.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious.
It's fantastic.
I just didn't see it.
That. Yeah, dude. I was like, that's funny. He's good for that.
You did say that Jordan Peele is a big fan of, like, you know, animal symbolism. You know what else he's a big fan of? Because he pointed out in this? Fucking anime. Because at the end of this fucking movie, when Keke Palmer is driving the motorcycle into the fucking place with the well in the picture, she does the motherfucking Akira slide. Now, I know you guys aren't familiar with Akira, right? Which is this very old classic anime movie that even I haven't seen. But because I'm an anime fan, I know the Akira slide, right?
Okay.
So it's what you do when the camera's facing behind the motorcycle, right? And they're going, and then they hit that sideways slide to like stop, you know what I mean? And they look back at the camera. That piece of cinematography came from Akira. Like that was like the first thing that popularized that camera look and everything like that.
Okay.
That has become a staple in action cinema ever since.
Oh yeah.
Because why? It's fucking badass. Like, dude,
beautiful.
Just to turn a bike and like slam it and slide it like that to slow it down instead of just using brakes looks so fucking cool. And there was an interview with Jordan Peele where someone was like, he was like, hey, I saw you use the Akira slide. He started getting all giddy and shit. He was like, yeah, I did use the Akira slide. He's like, you're the first one to ask, bro. Sweet. I was glad someone noticed.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so we might have to watch Akira at some point because that's like classic anime shit.
Deal.
People who don't like anime like Akira, so I'm curious what that's about.
I'm intrigued.
But yeah, I just had to give a shout. He always does little fucking Easter eggs and hints like that and that shit. I just want to watch fucking Get Out again. I'm gonna be honest. Every time I watch a fucking Jordan Peele or a horror movie, I'm like, damn, this isn't Get Out.
See, that's where I'm at, dude. I feel like I've watched Get Out like 3 times this year already, so I feel like I gotta chill out, watch Us again for once.
I'm gonna figure out what this thing is about.
Get Out.
Getting out.
Yeah, especially as, you know, myself as a colored individual, I resonate with Get Out a lot. I like the way he executes it. It's funny. It's good.
It's very good.
It's just, like I say, it's an elite movie, period.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies, for sure.
Absolutely.
I do think, as far as putting out plot points for colored individuals, this is a very good overline plot that may have gotten lost. Did you guys catch basically the deeper meaning of the UFO and stuff?
Let me see.
Probably not.
My interpretation or your interpretation?
Go for yours, and then I'll give you mine.
So, they kind of talk about it throughout the movie, which is like in their opening spiel about how, do you know the man who was on the first video and it was a black man and da-da-da-da-da. And so then they're taking pictures of the UFO, but they can never get it on camera. And da-da-da, and it's like hidden and they kind of just vaguely know about it. So I'm guessing like the symbolism there is like they'll use you for stuff but they won't recognize you for it. And like specifically, you know, black people and what they do, and they succeed, and then they don't pay homage because they don't want to or they can or blah 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 kind of shit.
What's your take? That's like 90% how I took it as well. The only difference being I took the UFO as like Hollywood and as a, you know, main piece, and then them fighting Hollywood for a chance like African Americans did at the beginning of, you know, acting and stuff, like they set up with the horse. You know, they're like, oh, nobody knows his name, that was my great grandpa, even though, you know, it was her great grandpa. But
to the point where she forgot, like that's another like
well, I mean, but it's just the point that like so much gets lost in translation when you don't care about those people that you're putting in those places. Okay. So I think it's really just it's symbolic of that struggle to beat that bigger thing. At least that's how I took it, as, you know, them sending the balloons up or whatever to, you know, kill off that UFO. It's the same thing as, you know, them fighting for roles and fighting for, you know, the right to be in the spots that they're in.
I like that interpretation.
I do as well.
Solid, man. It's always nice about going into a movie like this is that the interpretations are always wide open. Takes me very much back to how I fucked up a poem in English class by misinterpreting it, and everyone else took it a different way. And I was like, but I had proof to support what I said, though. And everyone else is like, you're dumb. And I'm like, huh? Probably.
See, yeah.
Or you're smarter than everybody.
You guys are explaining all this. I'm like, you know what? I really like that. And I see how you got there. I'm like, my interpretation was real simple.
You know, man, it's that international baccalaureate in us.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, you know, like, you know, some people got advanced placements, but we were in, you know, international baccalaureate, internationally recognized honors course.
So dumb.
Yeah, only recognized internationally, not nationally though.
Yes, they are.
They don't care about it here.
Yes, they do.
They really don't.
Well, international includes
Yes, they do.
national, bozo.
I promise you, they don't.
They treat it exactly like AP.
No, they
We're
do
not going to get into this right now.
AP spicy.
You can tell which one of us, which one of us.
You can tell who's backing up into a corner right now.
No, I'm telling you.
Who feels insecure, really.
I didn't even use it for getting college credits. Because,
Right.
But
Let's move on, bro.
I'll just say it. They don't care about IB in college.
Okay, we can have a conversation afterwards. But
You hear this
bro,
gaslighting people? It's happening yet again. He does this every week.
Bro, didn't Eli just say not do this again? 4 weeks now.
The people don't care that you took college algebra, Tristan.
I didn't take no college algebra.
You know what? I don't care you failed 3rd grade math. But yeah, man, shout out. That's how we're qualified to talk about Jordan Peele movies. We failed 3rd grade English.
Yes, my whole degree was based on letting me do this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kind of, actually.
Sort of.
Oh, a little bit.
Little bit, but
Yeah, man. I thought Nope was all right, bro. I think I liked it probably the most out of all of us.
There's a decent chance of
I'd
that.
agree.
The monkey scene was like super fire.
It was. I'll give you 100% agreement on that. The monkey scene was my favorite scene in this movie.
Yeah.
And I will say that I think it's above average, so I'm going with a 6.
Fair. I'm struggling with the number right now because it's a good movie. Like, don't get me wrong, I just didn't like it as much as the other two, and I think going in there with the expectation that this is a Jordan Peele movie, Jordan Peele movie, Jordan Peele, bro. Oh my
shit.
goodness, Clay Thompson's shivering somewhere. Jordan Peele movie, and I like the other two a lot. I'll give it a 4.5. I think it's slightly below average, but not by much.
Like, okay, interesting. I thought it was good. More from a objective sense.
Here we go with this shit.
So I'm gonna go with the 6.5.
What? Okay, what was the entertainment rating though?
Like a 6.
Okay, so it's like a 6. Fair. All right, that's good number. That's decent numbers. Me and Eli had expectations going into this, so it's kind of fucked up. We treat him on a different scale, It's like that one kid. It's like, yo, Johnny's a great athlete. He only put up 20 points today. What the fuck was that? It's like I expect 35 minimum. So it's kind of hard to grade Jordan Peele movies,
bro.
It was lackluster compared to other
Steph shot 5 of 20.
Yeah, man, it's not the same, bro. He's washed. But yeah, it's not his other movies as strong, even though some people fucking hated Us. But I don't
understand.
Us was very good.
So, it still goes Get Out, Us, and this by release order, basically, in the rankings. Curious to see what he'll cook up next. I don't know how long I'm going to have to wait for that shit, though.
A minute.
Like another 4 fucking years, but
yeah.
I'll be ready for it. I'll be ready when you're ready, JP.
Spicy.